I was hoping and praying Space Force Season 2 would be better than the first season. So let's talk about the newest Netflix comedy. How's it going, movie watchers? Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Today we're going to talk about Space Force Season 2. If this is the first time you are on my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, click that bell notification, and hit that like button to support this channel. Season 2 of Space Force picks up with General Naird and his underdog team having to prove their worth to a new administration while dealing with the interpersonal challenges. Will the group come together or fall apart under the pressure? Space Force is only human after all. So I was really looking forward to the first season of Space Force from the creative team behind The Office and having Steve Carell and having Ben Schwartz and John Malkovich. It seemed like a really good cast for a comedy. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best thing ever. I was really let down by season 1. So I hope season 2 would change a little bit from season 1. Season 1 had an interesting story but lacked humor, and season 2 has humor but lacks a story. The first season felt like it was building up towards something. The Space Force mission that General Naird and his team were working towards. It was building towards something. You felt like you were getting something towards the end of the season. It wasn't the funniest thing ever, unfortunately. Season 2 is really aimless. That whole synopsis of trying to prove their worth is what happens within the first episode, and they spend the rest of the 6 episodes doing various different things that really don't feel like there is a cohesive story. It is all just kind of all over the place, pretty aimless. They are trying to prove their worth. They are working with a lower budget than they did with the first season. Not Netflix itself, but General Naird is working with a smaller budget, and he has to prove his worth within a certain amount of time. That's what he's doing, but it's just all over the place. They have an episode dedicated to battle robots. There's an episode committed to college admissions. There's just so many random things going on in here that there's not one solid story that is building throughout that's really captivating. Everything is just kind of bland and generic, so we really just can't get invested in the story aspect of season 2. This time around, though, I did find it to be a little funnier. Not the funniest thing I've ever seen, but funnier. There is some jokes that I did find myself laughing at, especially coming from Ben Schwartz, who seems a little more confident and more comfortable in this role this time around, and Steve Carell's opening up a little more in season 2. Season 1, I don't know if it's the way that the character was written or just something was going on. It was just very, very stiff. And here in season 2, he's opening up and becoming a little more of a fun character. This time around in season 2, the characters are more comfortable with themselves. There is different relationships that are developing. And so I did find the characters and the humor a lot more enjoyable this time around compared to season 1. But still, there's just something about Space Force that just does not work for me. I don't know if it's I'm going into it expecting The Office, expecting a lot of hilarious moments. It just did not get that from both seasons. I feel there's just so much potential that it's just not hitting it the way I expected it to. You know, maybe some people have different opinions about Space Force, but season 2, like I said, is lacking a story. It's really just aimless and just really pointless at times. The main thing is that he is trying to prove his worth to the higher ups. And each episode is really dedicated to that, but it just feels really sidetracked at times. The humor this time around does work. It is also significantly shorter. Each episode is shorter than the season 1 episodes, and there's only 7. So it does feel like it's very brief. And so you're really not feeling a build up towards something, not really many story arcs that are being developed. It's just kind of all over the place. I think that's one of the biggest issues for me when it comes to Space Force Season 2 is that the stories, you just can't really latch on to anything. You're not caring about certain character arcs, their motives, all of that. Just kind of there and forgettable. But I'm happy that there was some more humor thrown in and the relationships were developing to the point where I actually liked some of these characters and some of the more minor characters like General Naird's assistant, who ended up having some pretty funny moments. Lisa Kudrow in here, still in prison, FaceTiming her. Some humor within that as well. So overall, Space Force Season 2, an improvement over the first season, but not that much. Not that much. Story is the weakest point to this show. Before I give you my score for Space Force Season 2, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit the subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Space Force Season 2 a B-. Thank you guys for checking my review for Space Force Season 2 on Netflix. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.